Hello, and welcome back to the Tyrrell County Public Library's virtual computer class. I am your host, Mr. Jared, and today is the seventh in our video series, and it is also a part two to our tutorial on how to use Canva. As you remember from last time, we covered quite a bit in terms of knowing where everything is and how you can do teams, how you can do all sorts of different features in Canva, and what sort of templates and things like that are available. And we ended off the session on reusing one of our past thumbnails to create a new thumbnail for the previous video. So, without any further ado, let us continue our lesson on how to use Canva. So, just before we had really dug into using Canva, we had gotten to the create your design portion. So before I kind of click on that, let's show what's in the account settings. So here you can say what type of organization you are. We are a nonprofit or charity, and you can say that you're a student, small business, personal, whatever. You can specify the language, name of the user, the whole bit, login security, of course, billing and teams, sort of stuff, print orders. Yes, there are print orders as well that we have here. We have no print orders, but if we put them in, this is where they would go. So we're going to go back to our home page. So we're not going to explore that too much because we're here to really get into the nuts and bolts of this. So as you can see, our previous thumbnail has appeared here in our recent designs. So we're going to click on create a design, and we're going to do a basic poster. One of the more basic features of this is just to get you comfortable with how it works. Don't have to choose this one every time. This is just to show you the features. If you want to explore animation and other things, you certainly can. We can cover that in a later video because it is quite a topic to cover. So we're just going to stick with the basic stuff so you can start creating content today. So I will click on poster, and we have ourselves a blank poster. Now we can either go over here like we did last time and choose a template that we want, but we're not going to do that, so we're just going to show you some of the basic features that are available here and what you can do. So the first thing that you might want to do is, if you're going to start off with a blank page, you can click here and choose your color. So you can color the background. Go in here and you can click onto any of this stuff here. So we'll click on maybe one of these. We'll click on orange because orange is good. If you're not satisfied with that color, you can go into here and modify it as I showed before with this to make it whatever shade of orange that you would like it to be. So that's how you do that. Now, if there is a specific template and you're not really feeling it in terms of doing it from scratch, you can search up specific templates. So we can either search by like holiday stuff that we've done before. Let's search up what they have for a library because that's always interesting. So you have a return your books sign that's kind of already put in there. You have laws of library, rules inside the library, different sort of events and programming sort of ideas. Let's also think about some other fun stuff. So let's say jazz. Let's say you're a musician. So you have jazz for kids, template here, jazz all night, basic jazz drumming, all sorts of stuff that's already been created before that you can use as a template to start off from. And you don't have to go with exactly that sort of stuff. It doesn't have to be specific themes. You can do, I don't know, instructions. See, safety rules, chemistry lab, safety instructions, a closer look at privilege, all sorts of different options are here. You can even create designs for like school projects. So plant cell design is a good example here. I think that's pretty cool that you can do that. And just to let you know, all this stuff is available in Canva for free. Like you can create this exact thing here. So I'll click on it so you can see all this stuff you can design. And if you're curious as to what's going on here, they upload looks like a specific image, but they have all these different things that they just inserted here that are from the program. It's very easy to do. Some of the stuff is locked in place, so you don't have to go with that. But you know, it's really cool how you can just do all this little individual stuff and get very, very detailed and very, very nifty different things. Now, as you can see, there's an add a page feature. So we're gonna, we see here we can add another page. Let's say we want to expand on these rules here for safety rules that in your laboratory. You can have the same exact format or the same exact color transferred over to the next page, and you can insert the same font and text and the whole bit, and have two sides to a poster, or you might have multiple posters for something. So you can expand on this. So it's really cool what you can do here. You can either trash this design, delete this page. So here, I'll delete this page at the bottom. You can add notes to this, add another page, duplicate the page. So if you like everything the way it is, but you're just going to change a bit of text, you can duplicate the page. So when you create that second page, you have a lot of the stuff already lined up. Just change the text. Maybe say safety rules continued underneath it in text, and then change out all this different stuff here. So really nifty stuff. So I'm going to erase this. And here we can add our notes as well. So yeah, that's kind of the template stuff that we're going for. But yeah, we have also here in templates, you can also choose the type of color that you're looking for too. So it's not just organized by the purpose of it, the theme of it, or the organizational type that might use a specific poster. You might be looking for a type of color. So let's say we want posters that are in a certain shade of blue. So we'll click on that, and look, we have all this stuff that's come up that features that type of purplish blue that we put in there, and that might be like something that what you're looking for. You can also choose language too. So let's clear all, and let's choose Espanol. Let's see what's here. All right, so we have all these posters here are already created in Espanol, in Spanish, and you can apply that to your poster as well, and it'll already have the language setting put in there. But we're gonna clear all those filters since we're all set there, and yeah. So that's kind of what you do by searching the different templates that are available. The next thing you can do, and we're jumping over here to the different stuff. So we started off with our templates, and we kind of jumped ahead a little bit with that basic template. We're gonna just kind of add another page. We're gonna delete this, and that way we have a blank page, and we're just gonna go back to our white as usual. We're gonna keep it boring. So we have a blank canvas to work from. So we have upload media. So here we have stuff that's been uploaded into the past that we can grab onto. So I'm just gonna grab, I don't know, let's grab something from the internet. I'm gonna grab Julius Caesar, because why not? And we're gonna search up an image of him, and let's grab famous portrait from Caesar's assassination. So we'll grab onto that. Save image. You want to save as, so it's Getty Images. And we'll save to desktop. We'll save that. It gets downloaded. It's put in there. We go to here, and we want to incorporate that somehow into ours. So we go to upload our media. We can either grab it from Facebook directly if you're logged in, Google Drive. You can go right into those folders, which is really cool. Anything from Instagram or Dropbox that you already have. But you just go to device. And then we're going to go down to our Getty image one of Julius Caesar, and we're going to open it. And we have uploaded it, and our photo is ready to go. So here we can place this in here, and we can erase it if we want. Very cool stuff. So we have videos. You can also upload videos. So if you have a video on your desktop that you want to have running, you can do that. Or audio on your desktop as well. But we're just going to stick with our images. We're not going to overcomplicate things. So, yeah. So now that we've uploaded our images here, we'll return back to this of what we're going to do with Mr. Julius Caesar over here. We're going to go to our photos. And here, like we did before, let's think of different things that we can work. Okay, library. All right, we got a whole bunch of stuff on libraries here. And so we have photos, and these can be inserted individually. So I'm going to show you what you can do with an individual photo. So let's grab the stack of a library. You just either click on it, double click on it, or you just drag it over. It'll be there. If you want something specific in this image, you can go up to the top here, and you have all these different effects that you can do on this image. So here we'll click on effects. So here we can, if we want to make it look retro, we can click on pixelate. Now I would caution to be careful with some of this. Some of this stuff does have a price tag. Like here, some of this stuff does have a price tag, so we're going to click, but a lot of it here is pretty much free and a part of the features. So we'll click on pixel. And so here we can make it look pixelated. So if we're trying to go for like a retro gaming sort of look for something, we can do that and make it look really cool. And here we can also adjust the pixels as well. So see, it adjusts the effects a little bit. We can reset, cancel, and we can, we've canceled all of our changes here, so it's not saved to it. But, there it is. You do micro, grain, you have all these different sort of options that are available to you. And you also have duotone. And we can do that, so it creates two tones in the background. You can either apply that or not, so we'll cancel that, so we're not going to do that. There's a glitch, so yeah. And so we got glitch here. We can give it that, kind of give it a glitchy look. We can give it a radiate look. This is kind of useful if you're trying to make something look like it's from the 80s a little bit too, because it kind of has a little bit of a glitchy look. Stuff that looks computerized and a little bit different. We're just going to cancel that, and we're going to keep it the regular as to way it is. So yeah, a lot of cool effects that you can put onto here. As I said, just be careful going through here. Some of the stuff is available with a price tag or requires that the user have a pro account. So if you're not intending to have a pro account, just be careful with what you click on. I mean, it's not going to charge you right away, but it's going to pop up and say, hey, do you want to be pro? And insert your credentials here. If it asks you that and you're not interested in that, just forget about it. So don't worry. All right, so that's effects that you can do on stuff. There's also filters. Some effects already built into it. So here we have none. We got epic. And again, we can increase and decrease in how intense we want it to be. We have festive, retro, we can do black and white, grayscale, street, drama, and again, it gives you the power to really do how intense you want it to be. So if we're going to do grayscale, we can either really hone in on it, make it look really old, or we can just not do that at all, depending how it is, or maybe tone it down just a little bit if you're going for a certain look. And, if it's not for you, then you can just go to none, and that's fine too. You also have adjust. So here you can adjust the brightness of it. And if you're trying to get it back to where it was, you can insert a specific number. So let's say I want to do -1 or 10, and do -10. And we'll reset that. We've got contrast here. We also have saturation that you can do the photo. You can do tint of color. You can do a blur on it or really sharpen it up. X process. You can also do a vignette. And any changes that have been stuck on there and you just want it to get back, you can just do here, and it's back to normal. There's a reset that usually pops up over there. Now we have crop. So here, we'll cancel that. So one basic thing, you can stretch it out, change the size. You can stretch it a little bit that way. I would recommend against that. Now let's say we want to crop something. Now, as you can see, we have the same sort of movable stuff that we have before, but instead of moving the image itself, we are going to be cutting parts of the image. So let's say we want to cut out that roof on there, and we're not a fan of seeing what the roof looks like. We can do that. So here, and then once we're all satisfied, you just either click on Done or you press Enter. And there you go. And then you can adjust your photo to whatever size that you want it to be. And since we've already done that, you can also flip horizontally, so flip the image. You can flip vertically, like you want it to be upside down. And then there's also angular as well. So you just hold down with this on your mouse, and it says at the bottom right below it what degree of rotation you have it at. So we're going to keep it at 0. So that's that for all of like kind of the features and stuff that you can do. So you can either place it on a photo, make it as an individual photo, or you can make it the focus of the page. So here, sometimes when you initially put it in there, it'll appear. So let's see if we can get that. There we go. That's an option that you can do as well. If you have it scrolled over there, you can turn it into a background image. And let's say you don't like where this is landed, you can double click on it because it kind of leans off the edge a little bit, and so you can adjust it however that you want it to be. So here we have adjusted it to there, and so there we have it lined up with where we want the books to be viewed. But there we don't have to do that. We can get rid of that, and we're back to a blank page. The other thing you can do is you can actually create a window pane, like kind of a frame in there. So we're going to click on Elements here, and not to jump ahead, but we're going to grab onto frames. So here you got shapes. You can color these shapes. You can change them however you want. You also have frame shapes. So here I'm going to grab this circle. Now you're wondering, what's the cloud and this here? Well, you can insert images into there. So let's go back to our photos. Still has our search results up. So we're going to grab onto this picture. And instead of making it the background or just an individual photo, we're going to hover it over there until we see it fill the space. And then it fills the space. And you have all the same sort of options that we had before. And you can also adjust the size of it to see what you want in there. You can adjust how you want it to look. Press Enter or Done at the top. And then you're all set to go. And then you can put that off to the side and adjust it that way. And there you already have a professional looking image that's kind of inserted into your photo, which is really, really cool. Into your poster, which is really, really cool. So that's that. The next thing on there, aside from photos, are elements. So here we have elements. And elements are it is a really huge clip art repository that you can throw into your image that you want to create. So here we've already grabbed from the frames. So to give an idea, we have all these different frames that we can grab onto that are all these different designs and different ways where you can insert something into an image. It's very different, very cool. And like with, but don't worry. Just because we've exited out of it doesn't mean it's forgotten what we've done. We can click back on it, and there we are. Click on our elements again. And you can click onto frames. And if you're not interested in frames, you can just exit out of it. You can either search up by stuff that's recently been used, stuff that might be featured. You have lines and stuff in there as well, grids for the different frames as well. You've got gradients that you can throw in there. You got coronavirus related stuff, like they've really been putting coronavirus stuff in there with help with advertising about wearing a mask and safety and the whole bit. Foliage, zodiac symbols you can throw in there too. Different themes that they just kind of have randomly put into here. But if you want something specific, so let's say we're looking for, I don't know, librarian. Okay, so as you can see, sometimes you'll have a heck of a lot of free stuff, other times not so much. So here, As you can see, you kind of need Pro in order to get a lot of the stuff in here. Stuff that has $signs next to it is not included with Pro all the time. You might have to purchase that separately. But let's see what other options we have related to libraries. So we got a library, somebody, a Pro one for a library, but we also have a free thing for a library. So we can put that in there. You can adjust that, and as you can see, you'll notice that's a little bit different about this clip art is you can crop it, you can flip it like we did with the other ones, and you can change the colors. So here, let's change the color of the blue because I'm not a fan of the blue, so let's change it to black. Or you know what? Let's change it to white or gray, however that you choose. Doesn't have to be exactly that color, but you can go in there and change all these different features in it, and it makes it really, really convenient. Now, let's say you want this to be kind of stacked behind this image, or you want it at the bottom over here. You can do that too. Let's grab something else. Let's grab a sun. Let's say we're gonna have a sun in here. So we have a sun, a smiling sun that we're going to put in here, and we don't want it kind of over stuff. We kind of want it maybe layered. So here we just send backward one, and it goes behind one image. The other option that you can do is if you want it kind of sandwiched a little bit. So here we can send back one. So here it's behind this image, but in front of this image. And we can, undo. So in case you're wondering, undo is right here. And it's back to where we had it before. The other thing you can do, and you can right click on things, as we were showing before. You have copy what's in here. You can paste, delete, send back, send way to the back. So if you know you want this in the background, you just click send way to the back, or you can bring forward or bring way back to the way forward. Or you can detach the image. So here we have this image here inside of the frame, so we can detach that if we want to. So that's that. So we've covered a good chunk of the elements here. I mean, I could spend forever on this, but a lot of really cool stuff you can use to decorate what you have in your document that you're working on. So we have that. So the next thing we're going to do is text. So here, it's very basic, straightforward. You can click either one of these boxes. There's not really too much of a difference between them. It's just heading comes in a little bit bigger, and you can adjust the font as to however you want it to be. Oh, before I go on, because we were on photos and stuff, I'm going to, let's create just a map background. So why not? Let's say we want to make this a little faded. You can do that. So aside from the filters and stuff that's over here, you can also go over here. The position, you can either have it at the bottom, top, left, right, middle, bottom, center, however that you want. You put it up there, wherever you need it to be. And then you can click on the transparency button. Now the transparency button is really cool if you're trying to layer stuff. And so let's throw something a little artistic in here. So photos or elements, compass. So we'll take this, which is free. We're going to put it there. And we're going to send it backwards. All right, well, that's great and all, but where's our image? All right, well, we do want that to appear, so we put it there. Now that we've selected this, we click onto this, the transparency button. And here, you lower it back, and look, you have kind of an elusive effect where you can have the underlying image kind of shine through a little bit, which is really cool. Yeah, so you have all sorts of stuff. You can kind of create different watercolored, watermarked effects on there. Very, very cool stuff. So we're going to move this, and we're just going to get rid of this compass because it's not useful. All right, so back to text that we were talking about. So we'll put this down here, and we'll click on text. So here, it's a little bit, it is a text box, I will say that, but click on this, and you have a lot of flexibility in how you want it to be. So if you select here on the top or the bottom, the sides, you're just adjusting in how much room you're giving the text to write in. If you do this, you increase the font size as well. You can also change the font size gradually as well. So here we can increase gradually, decrease gradually. We're going to do click, delete, paste. Yep. So click on that. You can add colors to it. So here you can change the font, the text color. So we'll do red. Not very attractive, but you can do that. You also have your font styles here. So we'll do Merriweather. We'll do that. And here you can even search up. Some of them, as you can see, have kind of this pro stuff on here, but they do have a ton of different options in here of different font styles you can grab onto. And you can just type in there and see what happens, see what you find. So let's say I want kind of a script. So script. So we have more cursive. Let's look in cursive. So we have a lot of options for cursive that we can grab onto here. So, all right, we'll grab onto that one. There we go. And then we have our cursive sort of font that we want there. You also, if you know what you want, you can also use kind of already set up different formats of created font combinations that you can use in here. But we're not going to do that. So we're just going to do this here. We're going to extend this outward. We can grab onto this, line it up with this. And here, you can group them. Now, what does grouping mean? Well, grouping means is if I move this, it's going to move the whole thing together. If you have it lined up in a specific way. This is very useful if you're working with big blocks of text or trying to get columns lined up in the whole bit. And as you can see here, you'll see this like kind of pink line that appears. This pink line says as to whether or not it's lined up with certain things in the image, certain things in there. And so yeah, we can do all sorts of different things. If you want to get rid of the grouping, you can click ungroup. Just click off to the side and then you just move it away and then it's ungrouped. You don't have to worry about it moving, all of it moving when you move one thing. Or adjusting as you type something new in there or whatnot. So that's all the text and everything there. The next thing that we have on here is audio. So here you can throw in a whole bunch of different audio elements into your design. So here you can sample it and put that into your image and just select it anywhere. I won't get too deep into it, but it's kind of cool that you can kind of have an image specifically for like social media. You put your design out there, and if you have like an image that's have an audio associated with it, when the person scrolls over it with their mouse or their finger, it'll start playing automatically, which is kind of cool. So that's available. They have a lot of stock audio in here that you can grab onto, and you can even search for stuff. So I'll just type in, or we can grab one of their stuff. So happy ukulele stuff. So yeah, this again is more of a pro feature. As you can see, there's a lot of different things here that you have to pay for if you want to. That's kind of the downside with the free version. Some of the stuff that's kind of really cool, like the audio, does require you to have the pro version or to pay for that individual song or whatever it is. So the next thing we have that has a little bit more stuff you can grab onto doesn't seem, I was surprised it did not have a lot of stuff going on it, was the videos. So I'm going to grab thing of a woods, and we can either put that directly into here, have that play, or we'll pause that, or we can replace, we'll just erase that, we'll grab it again, we'll place it in there, and then we can have it as a video as well inside of our frame that we've put into there. And you can also place it as the background. So similar to how an image is, you can do the same thing. Here you can, move it around as needed. So right now it's in the center of it, so it'll look a little bit funky if we just kind of had it off to the side a little bit. But yeah, that's essentially what that is. And it plays through. And you can also here crop, flip, again, flip, horizontal, flip the other way. You can flip vertical. You can crop it as well, but we're not gonna do that. We can also change the way that we want this here. We want how long we want it to be as well. We can edit the amount of time that this plays, or we can shorten it down or move it however that we want. So yeah, that's that. And so yeah, that's some of the video stuff that's kind of cool. And here we're gonna get rid of this background because it doesn't make much sense to me. We'll get rid of that. And we're gonna go to our backgrounds here. So here we have a lot of results that just come up as kind of regular options. So we'll just do, I don't know, grab onto this. And we'll put that in there as our background. So yeah. And we'll have our folders here. We can either, folders, download a folder, likes, create folders. Don't need to worry too much about this here. You can also delete the entire image. You can copy the style that you've created in this for another document that you're creating. You can also get rid of the audio or lower the audio if you have audio associated with it. The other thing that's kind of an extra feature here is the more. So this is the integrated stuff that we talked about. The one thing I do really want to show you that's pretty cool on here is the QR code stuff. So we'll click on a QR code, and here you'll see a URL. Well, what is that? So we're going to go to our website. Click on that, our catalog. Well, let's go to our web page specifically. Let's go to Tyrrell. We'll go here. I'm going to Control C or Command C for me on my end, since I'm on a Mac. If you're on a Microsoft, it's Control C. So we've copied that, and we'll go to our document, paste it, generate a code, and it gets uploaded to our saved uploads. So really convenient. So if we need to use it later, we can. And then you can put this right into your document, and it's available for use, and it's a part of it. So if you're trying to show people where to go on certain things, you just create a QR code that you can randomly generate and put into your images. Or you can just create it and download it and pull it into whatever that you're working on. So it's really cool and convenient. So that's that. I think we've covered a lot of the features here. I could really go into deep depth on stuff, but I'm not going to scare you away because it is quite a bit that we could get into here. But as you can see, there's just endless possibilities here. It's very user friendly. Just play around with it. I encourage you to play around with this. It is a very, very useful tool. And I think that, the last thing I will show you in this is how to download something. So we're going to click on this here. Now this, we're going to download a PNG, or we can download a video. Because this is an image, we're going to download the video and we'll put that online. We're going to get rid of the video option here because it's kind of messing up what we're trying to do. And I'm going to get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. We'll just put a QR code here. And then we'll go to our downloads, and it will give you all sorts of suggestions. So you can, if you have a short clip, with no sound. You have a GIF. If you have high quality video, MP4, as it just was trying to push us towards. There's also PDF print, which if you're doing just a physical poster, it's probably preferred to do PDF. But if you're planning to put this on social media, I would recommend either going with JPEG or PNG, and it'll say what each of these different things do. So we're just going to go with a PNG. And we have all this stuff here. We have it the size we want. We're going to download it. And you'll see the taskbar at the bottom. Downloading this. We can open up on File, so we'll open that. We'll download that. So that's all set to go. And here we have our completed document. And here it's just trying to advertise to you, say, hey, let's, why not send a professional poster to you guys, sort of thing. Why not pay for that? Well, we don't need to, but we can if we want to. That's an option. And we'll exit out of that. And so, yeah, that is Canva, or at least a good introduction to Canva. There will be probably future videos on Canva. We will explore different elements, specifically the video editing, the videos, and probably, different documents, diagrams, infographics. We'll explore different things in the future. So, again, I encourage you, play around with it. It's a really good program online that offers a lot. It's not very hard. Don't feel intimidated by it. It's just a resource. You're not going to break it. So, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We will continue our video series next month. We'll probably return back to Microsoft-related things or Google Doc-related things. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I hope this helped you. And thank you so much for sticking around. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later, and have a good week.